do want to get better at art, and I also want to have fun with it. I think this series, reviewing my artwork that I've done in the past month, will be fun, and will also make me better, as I will, I guess, understand myself more. So, because of that, I am starting this series where I review my artwork from the past month. Sounds familiar, but it is what it is. Alright, so yeah, here it is. Drawing with Intent. That's the name I decided to give this video. Alright. Yeah, okay, so I have to clarify, a lot of these images will be very low quality. Next video there will be a lot better quality, but I there's like 200 images and I can't like retake all the photos. So yeah, that's what I have. So when I started doing, I guess when I was drawing this month, I was like, dang, I really suck at drawing legs. I don't know any anatomy at all. I think I saw this like schoolgirl's artwork and it like showed her legs and there's like muscles in it, so it's pretty cool. Uh, but yeah, I wanted to get better at drawing legs when I saw that, so I went ahead and like got an anatomy book and I like started studying some of the muscles and all that. And I decided to keep it fun. I would draw like Chun Li because she has really cool legs. Yeah. So you can see these studies over here. I did a lot of these. There's just a bunch of legs. There's arms. There's a ton of them. I couldn't get the pictures of them all, but just know that it was basically just like this the entire time. uh, yeah. So I started to experiment like drawing from imagination. You can obviously tell that these are imagination. You know, a lot of them look really wonky. I really don't like any of these, if I'm gonna be honest. Very weird. Very, yeah. So here we have more poses from imagination. I try to really like draw the legs from different angles, and you can see me trying. It looks very, I guess, like they look like they're bulging out, and the poses themselves look super awkward. But I mean, I just kept going. Let's see. All right, this was a Kim Jung-gi study. I thought it would be fun. I didn't actually use like a brush pen. I used this, I think, Tombow brush pen. It's not really like a brush pen though. It's more like a fine liner. But yeah, it was fun to try to draw like this. Very crazy stuff. Very interesting. And then after I did that Kim Jong-gi study, I was like, dang, I kind of want to do that too. So I tried my best to draw my own like room, my monitor. I really screwed the perspective up over here. There's my bed. There's this thing. It's like a stand where I can like leave art books on. Wow, the perspective on here sucks. Damn. But yeah, you can see right here there's Chun-Li in the Fortnite item shop just because me and my friend, we really want to buy the skin. It's very cool. Okay. So, I think it was around like right here. Yeah. Basically, I haven't really like drawn boobs before. So, I was at school and my friend was like, "Yo, you should draw Mirko." And I was like, "Yeah, why not? She's pretty cool." So I tried to from imagination, right? Because she has legs and pretty simple design. And then when I drew the boobs, like, oh my gosh, look at this! Look at this travesty. It's awful. Very embarrassing. I'm very, very sad. So yeah, I got really sad when I did that. And after that, I went home and I decided to do a lot of boobs because I can't draw them. This is really weird. Like, see, I'm just like studying anatomy, right? So I'm always trying to draw with like extreme anatomy, I guess, and that just ends up with really weird proportions. Yeah. But yeah, so you can see me drawing a lot of boobs because I'm trying to get better at them. I'm really bad at them. Some of these are referenced, some of these are not. Uh, I'm trying to like play around with the form a little, right? Draw poses, really wacky poses from imagination, just to kind of see how it works, right? Very tough because again, I don't really draw boobs. But yeah, uh, these are some figure drawings. They're looking a lot better than they were before. You guys wouldn't know because I just started the series, but my legs look like. Mm, I wouldn't say they look great, but they do look a lot more like legs. So yeah. Let's see. More figure drawings. Anytime anything looks really like gestural, just that's probably like a Cookies Cafe figure drawing thing, right? Over here, I'm drawing eyes. I'm at school right now, right? So I'm trying to just like draw as much as I can. Uh, this one, I think I used line of action for some of these. Yeah, I definitely did. More legs. The thing about being at school is that you're really forced to like draw from imagination, right? I don't really like. I'm not allowed to take out my phone or anything, so I just take out my sketchbook. They somehow don't care, and then I just draw the legs, right? All from imagination. It really helps settle in the anatomy and stuff. More legs, more Chun Li. Does not look good at all, but keep going. Right over here, I do like this one. You can't really see that much anatomy, but I guess it just works. I'm not sure why. I guess the form is very smooth, so it looks a lot more readable. As you can see, I suck at feet, so that's something. I tried to shade it over here. That didn't really work out well. I still don't completely understand leg anatomy, so I have to keep studying that. More figure drawings, right? These are like I think 1 minute gestures. Yeah, yeah, they're all right. I saw someone draw a fish, so I was like, dang, I want to draw a marlin. So I drew a marlin. Yeah, kind of embarrassing. I need to work on these. Let's see. This was more practice, right? I was at school, and this is like the day after, so I had the blue marlin in my mind, so I kind of just drew it. I drew Chun Li. I drew legs, more poses, more figures. Just really trying to get that mileage in, right? Uh, these were portraits I did. I'm not sure if I did these during school or not. I think they're at home. I'm trying to like draw without using too much guidelines. I'm more just trying to get more confident in my lines. So you'll just see majority is just like circles. Sometimes they're not even a circle and inside it. But I'm just trying to get more confident in my lines. It's very, very fun. Over here, I tried to exaggerate some of the faces. Obviously, they're so and so. I'm not a fan, but yeah. I used a pencil to do these figure drawing ones. I'm not sure why. I guess I felt like a pencil mood. Kind of like this squiggly aesthetic right over here. Looks cool, but again, I I can't draw feet and I can't draw hands. And that's something I'm gonna realize very soon. Yeah, more figure drawing. My 5 minute ones are really bad. Wow. Let's see. Ah, more. I think these were also from imagination. Yeah, I was just trying to experiment with random posing. Trying to also draw. I decided to like draw hands on my poses, or at least try to whenever I could, just because. I mean, how else am I gonna get better at drawing hands, right? Yeah, so I did that. More faces. I'm just doing a lot of these. Uh, these were referenced. They look pretty awful. More legs. I drew dogs over here. Very bad. I saw feet and I was like, yeah, I really do suck at it. So I tried to draw feet better, but not working out, as you can see very well. More sketches at school. It's just a bunch of me trying to figure out posing. Over here, I'm experimenting with foreshortening, right? Trying to, because like you kind of skip the torso when someone's like falling, so you don't really draw that part too much. But it's very, very difficult for me. I haven't drawn poses like these, so I practice them. Right over here. This. So yeah, these are from imagination. I think this was, huh. I must have watched that One Piece episode because this is definitely from that. Yeah, it's for sure. Still these were made at school though, so I mean, yeah, just experimenting with these poses, right? These were ah. So I want to experiment with like a leaning pose, right? The foreshortening is like very hard to draw. So I played around with it a lot. I even like constructed it and stuff just because I was getting kind of ticked off. And did the schoolgirls thing. I'm not sure why. Uh, I just did. That was fun. It kind of worked out. The legs look wonky as hell, but oh well. More boobs. Not looking too great. This is a very bad page. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, this was more poses from imagination. I really just keep doing poses from imagination. it's it's all I'm out just trying to get the mileage in, I guess. This is a funny pose. My friend was like, "What were you looking at?" Yeah. Over here, I'm at school, and I'm thinking to myself, "Wow, I want to draw robots better." So I went ahead and tried to draw a mech for imagination. Clearly, my visual library is lacking, as you can see. I think I drew a bat from reference. So the form of a bat is like very interesting. You can use a lot of like squiggly lines, I guess, and it kind of works. You can make out a bat shape from it. And I was like, okay, let's try this out on a dragon. So I did that over here, and it went all right. It wasn't the greatest, but very sharp, pointy looking dragon, right? Super interesting. More imagination studies. These were, I think, done in the morning, so I'm kind of dead. Still drawing, trying to just keep getting the mileage in. I continue with that. I think these are Hunter x Hunter drawings, right? I'm pretty sure this is Gon with the hair and everything. There's a random tiger from. That's probably from reference. A really odd looking leg over here. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, I guess I'll talk about drawing with intent right now. Let's as you can see with a lot of these seem like random sketches, right? They're kind of really random, just hands, a random school, squiggly lines, all that stuff. I don't want to draw like this. I want to like at least draw with some sort of intent. It's fine if the pages has like random stuff or has different things in it, but I don't want there to just be like random lines like this or what is this, you know? I want to be drawing with more intent. I want to be thinking when I draw, you know. I want to be, yeah. So I really need to start thinking about like what I'm trying to learn, you know, or what I'm trying to draw at least if I'm just trying to have fun, right? Sometimes you can let your brain go mindless when you're drawing. For me, it's when I render, it's when it kind of gets brain dead and I just draw forever and ever. But yeah, draw with intent. Very, very interesting. I tried to do that, I think, on the last 2 weeks of this month. And yeah, that's how I know if I'm drawing from intent when I look at these. If it's like really awkward, then I was probably trying to get the pose right or something. You can see right here, I was trying to draw someone laying down, and I had issues with that. So I did it again, and I did it again. I did it again, and I kept doing that. Oh, let's see. Ah, yes. So more falling poses. They're very interesting to me. Very difficult, and I even told myself figure it out. So I tried to. In the end, I decided to kind of like almost an animation, draw them like falling like that. It looks really awkward right over here. And I think I did look at some of Yo-Yo Shineri's sketches for some of these, especially like if they look really good. Like this one looks decent. I think that was because Yo-Yo Shineri. Yeah, I some of these were from imagination, some of these weren't. More figure drawings. They're getting all right. Yeah, a waste of paper. Ah, yes. So this was me trying to learn back anatomy. Now this back kind of looks like an AI made it with how random the muscles look, but basically I wanted to just start getting the anatomy down, right? So what I did was I just drew it back from imagination, though before I did this, I had a bunch of sketches of backs. Oh yeah, I think they are like before here. I'm not sure why the images do that, but actually I'll go here right now. So I did these backs, right? And I just like kind of studied it. And when I was at school, I was like, you know, making notes and everything. Just doing all these. My friend got into my notepad and did this. Yeah, I just kept studying back anatomy. And then when I got home, I tried to do it from imagination, right? And then because of that, I was like forced to think about like all the forms and the muscles and such, right? Very humbling experience, right? But after I was done, it was a lot easier to know what I did wrong just because I was thinking about each form, how muscles could potentially like connect over here. So that helped a lot, right? Yeah, it really did. More, yeah, this is more of a random page. Yeah, yeah, these were the back studies, right? Yeah, I don't think they're that bad. They certainly could use work on the posing, but definitely looks interesting. Uh, yeah. So I tried to. I did this from imagination too. I tried to make her back look sweaty, but it didn't look sweaty at all. And it just kind of made, like, put a bunch of these, like, darker lines on it and kind of messed it up. I it looked a lot better on without the sweat effects. The butt looks really bad, very bad, and this made me sad, like really sad. I also didn't render the hand, like boo, you know. But the butt looks really bad. Like I hated it, super bad. Uh, Experimenting with more poses. I do that a lot. This was at a restaurant. I couldn't draw much because the food came. More poses. More, I don't know what that is. More poses from the figure drawing stuff, right? I'm just doing that a lot, trying to set it in, right? And here we get some more poses from imagination. I honestly, I just keep doing these because, well, want to get better at drawing figures, so then these are just gonna be like the main thing you'll be seeing. Sorry if you don't like figures. Over here, I have this issues. The things I currently just kind of suck at in art is hair and hands, feet, butts, and boobs, and abs. A lot. Yeah, I suck at it a lot. But oh well, you'll see. I really suck at drawing hair. It's just hard for me. So I did more portraits. These were from reference. I don't like this. You'll see me put like a sad face when I'm embarrassed at my stuff. Yeah, more portraits. This one's kind of cool, right? Some hatching in it. Uh, I tried to like be a little angular over here. Didn't really work out because I suck at poses and it looks really awkward. I need to start sort of leveling my poses more. This interesting. This was my friend. He made a really funny face, so I decided to draw it. Doesn't really look like how it should, but pretty funny. More faces from imagination. I think I was looking more at Yoshinari's sketchbook, so there's kind of a Studio Trigger look to it, right? The facial expressions, the eyes, the everything. It's kind of fun to draw wacky poses like this, just because, you know, they're just fun to do. They test my form skills, I guess, right? Right over here, someone at school drew this on my notebook, so I ended up killing it and just to troll. More imagination stuff. Hands, like when you like contort the hands, I find them a lot easier to draw. It's always easier for me personally to like make it exaggerated than to draw them normally. And maybe it's because I draw them more exaggerated all the time than actually drawing them normally. So that's pretty interesting to think about. More figure drawings. Oh yeah, clothing studies. So I looked down at my pants and I decided to draw myself sitting down. This one doesn't look too bad, but yeah, these folds very hard to do. Very yeah. These figures need work. I think I played around with effect work in this page, right? Tried to put the transition between shadow and light. Very interesting to see. You see more Chun-Li and random stuff. More random poses. I got some like contorted JoJo pose here. Ugh. Around this time, I start trying to draw more feet and hands on my poses. So you're gonna see little teeny bits of toes, right? I'm at least trying now, instead of just like putting stupid triangles in place. These are more figure sketches. Over here, I thought clothes kind of like, what if the clothing, human curves are very angular, but what if I made them like, or no, yeah, human clothing is angular, human skin is smooth. So uh, what if I took that to the extreme? I guess I know human clothing isn't always angular, but the way I see it, it sort of is. So I kind of want to play around with that. Got like karate clothing, right? And then I just messed around with it. It didn't look that bad. Very simple, though. It was pretty interesting. It was fun to do this. Let's Yeah, more clothing and hips. Lots of that. I practiced more backs and I did more of suggestive poses, huh? I this is yeah. Ah, so this is when I really started to practice feet. Uh, as you know, you just have to draw a lot to get better at something. So I just drew feet a lot. Right here, I constructed it, and then I tried to freehand it more. Yeah, you have to really, you just have to draw it a lot. Eventually, it'll work. I saw a friend do some like rock studies, and I was like, okay, let me try doing it from imagination. So I try to play with the big, medium, and small stuff, right? Yeah, it's pretty cool. More legs, random poses. When you draw legs a lot, you really start to like simplify it. Your lines do become more confident, so it's pretty satisfying, able to draw legs more easily, right? Uh, this was a metal study. I think, yeah, this guy called Katie Draws, right? He really wanted me to do this study with him, so I was like, all right, sure. I haven't done a metal study, so we'll see how it goes. I decided to do this with a hard brush, and it actually worked out well. I think doing hard brush really does help with like color theory stuff because you're forced to actually manually pick your colors. And yeah, it was pretty fun, right? Worked out, worked out for me. Over here we have more figure studies, more figure studies. This was a really handy page. I wanted to, hands are something I've always like tried to get into in and out of it, right? But I'm really trying to solidify my knowledge of hands. So, I mean, I'm just drawing them a lot, right? Draw with intent. And right over here, you can see that I really am just drawing. Not all of them look great. Some of them look decent. Most of them look bad. You can see over here, it's like, what is going on? Over here, uh, kind of wanted to go angular again, straight lines. It looks aesthetically pleasing, even though the anatomy kind of sucks, but way better than this, right? Let's see. The heads. I've noticed my heads are very large. I'm gonna have to pay more attention to that this month. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of large heads and me getting ticked off about them. Legs over here though, they don't look bad at all. I like it. It's pretty cool. I need to work on the knee placements a lot better, but other than that, they're looking a lot better. Yeah, more random poses, right? Just keep doing legs, keep drawing feet, working out. The legs are, well, I'm feeling more confident with them, to say the least. uh, yeah, I'm not. This was a failed page. Over here, I think I finished watching B&A, and the main character, she can like control the size of her limbs and all that stuff. So I thought that'd be fun to do. So I kind of just did that. It's like keeping the balance somehow with one proportionally insane arm. Very fun, right? Look at that. I think the balance sort of works. I forgot to give her like the black bandana thingy, and this was also a study I did. And yeah, these are all from imagination. I try to play with the shapes for the rhino, make it look evil by giving it really pointy edges. Over here, this was my Peter Han design homework that you can go to Shopify to look at, right? Very cool. He talks about like silhouetting and stuff, the meaning of them, and all of that. This is just the homework, though, right? I was on a call with my friend, and he was like, "Yo, you should draw muscular." He's from this anime called My Hero Academia, and I was like, "Okay, I'll try my best to do it from memory." eh, I hate the face. I mean, I think I need to work on my faces. Always need work. Yeah, this was an interesting one. Over here we have I think more figure studies. Yeah, yeah, these are yeah. Let's see. More figure studies. I think this was I remember seeing the concept art for Ishin from Sekiro, and I noticed that his ribs were really just like there's like no fat at all, so you can see each individual cage. And I'm at school, so I'm just like, let me try to replicate this. Maybe I wasn't at school. I wouldn't have done this if I was. More feet studies and more interesting pose studies, right? See how it changes the glutes and everything. Around this time, I'm sort of really thinking about how I can't draw butts properly. So I start to focus on that, and you'll see that later. Over here, we can. This is I'm taking Gov, and she talks about like a lot of topics, right? The KKK and his free speech stuff. Very, very interesting. Very interesting stuff. But let's not get political or anything, right? I just this is me right here, and I kind of wanted to try to like move the camera almost somewhere else, so we have like a different perspective, right? This is my friend, that's me, right? I think it kind of worked out. I mean, you can definitely see what I was trying to do. It's very fun. You can also see random mechs just because I had finished my design homework, so I'm doing that a lot. More mechs and more legs, mechs and legs, right? That's my focus. Ah, we can see a butt here, and I'm starting to like poses are fun, but they get boring after a while. So I want to start putting faces. You'll see me practicing a lot more faces, right? I try to put faces on my poses and everything. So yeah, there's this one artist. I think his name is Sam. I'm not sure, but he like really likes putting tattoos on his figures, and I thought that was super cool because I would like to design tattoos on like stuff, right? I think it just doing that from imagination, just like freehanding cool pattern designs, just sounds very interesting to me. And I tried to do that here, and I don't think I attempted it ever again. But I think it's something that I should try next month. Over here, this was my fifth period where we went outside to look at the class garden. I saw a monarch caterpillar, so I decided to draw that along with other plants. There's like nettle. I don't know what this one's called. And yeah. This is just a mech homework. Not much to say. It's more figure drawings. Yeah. I drew Rebecca. She's cool. All of these are from imagination. They're starting to look a lot better. Okay, never mind. Oh God. Yeah, so my friend he wanted me to draw like Killua from Hunter x Hunter, and then I was like, here, I'll try to draw him more grown up, and then I did not do well, and I lost all my self-esteem. Yeah, not good. Oh gosh, I was drawing with Katie. Katie draws, right? And I made a brush out of his face. It's kind of just messed around with it. This was during school. My friend wanted me to draw that one pose from Metal Gear Rising. It was where like Armstrong he like turns underneath and then he looks at Jack. And I tried to do that for imagination, except I also made it a woman with boobs for extra practice. Yeah, very fun. I saw this one artist do a page of like effect work, so I was like, dang, I was just thinking about that during school and thinking how much I sucked at it. So I decided to do that from imagination because I was at school. And it doesn't really work out that well. This is supposed to be like water floating. But the fire doesn't look that bad, and this is like a silhouette in the fire. I think Scissor 7 definitely inspired me with this. There's a one frame where he's like in the fire. Yeah, there's multiple types of stuff here. There's clouds, water droplets, all sorts of stuff. Uh, I'm not sure. This was more of a random page. There's a jellyfish right here. More random mechs, right? Uh, I'm really liking mech designs. They're very interesting to me, and I would like to be able to just draw and design mechs because they just look pretty cool, right? So I'm just doing that, experimenting with overlapping patterns. I know you're not supposed to be repetitive, but I feel like sometimes it can work, so I just still do it. More figure drawing, and over here, hmm, I wanted to make like random shapes, sort of aesthetically pleasing, right? How do I take a blob and then smush it around into something that looks cool, into like maybe a horn or something, right? So that's what I did. I tried my best. My best wasn't enough, but I tried. Uh, More random poses. Yeah. Finalized mech design, another finalized one. I forgot to bring my sketchbook to school, so I had to do it with this other notebook. You can see through the stuff, it's very bad. Yeah, try to do another perspective drawing in my AP. Uh, what was it? Oh yeah, it's my AP Environmental Science. Yeah. My friend was like, draw Diva, so I drew Diva. I think this is Murder Drones. I think the artist Liam Vickers, he has like a very edgy, cute type of style. It's cute stuff. Very, very cartoony. Yeah. I decided, hey, I wanna do mech stuff. So why not do robot woman, right? That's best of both worlds. Yeah. Yeah, this was outdoors, and we were having a debate in our fifth period. So I decided to just draw the people. And some people were, yeah, they were just laying down, really, during the debate. Yeah, people take this class very seriously. More random posing. Yeah, there's big heads. It's kind of like a thumbnail of a lady with her bam boobs out and everything. Yeah, just random sketches right now. Pretty boring. Yeah, okay, right here. I've been able to twist forms in the past. I really couldn't do it from imagination that well though. So that took me off. I really did try my best. Over here it's digital. I did like a dynamic sketching exercise, the transition with light, random pose, kind of destroying the ground, someone punching. You really don't feel the impact of any of these though. Ah, yeah. I think I was yeah, okay. So over here I was just thinking about like old people, right? And their skin is, well, if there's a video of someone who goes onto like a plane jet, right? and then they like fly really fast, and they all of a sudden look like they look like 20, and all of a sudden they look like they're 60, right? And this is due to like their skin is just being pulled down. And I realized that, old people, or their skin is probably just weaker, right? To where the gravity is, it will just pull it down and makes them look saggy. So I just wrote that down because I thought that was interesting. Yeah. So twisting poses, right? I tried to do that and I was like, oh wow, I can't. I'll have to study that more, right? I drew over, like, when I get home, I like still draw on the sketchbook, but this was from like yesterday, right? So I was continuing with figure drawing. And here's me experimenting more with these forms from imagination. They're getting better. More random poses, right? They're feeling kind of fun. Again, I forgot to draw the toes and feet and hands. Uh, I need to start remembering that. More random poses. And this guy's like trying to drag something. Yeah. Over here, we have, yet again, a lot of random stuff. This is a girl crawling out of the TV. I think she's pretty hot, right? I like the idea. Right over here, we have like someone looking up at this girl. Yeah. Alright. Some random poses. More random poses. I think I was focusing more on like action-based stuff, right? This guy's flying, and this dude's splitting and stretching. Not really action, I guess. My bad. This was like a My Hero Academia study page. I don't know what character this is, but I didn't try to like fully copy the stuff. Honestly, it became more like a fan art page, if anything. Eh, it was alright. Over here, I don't know. This was like a year ago when I saw it, but I suddenly thought of Ahmed Aldori's like Black Widow drawing where she has her legs spread, right? And I was like, dang, that looked cool. I remember it looking cool. So I tried to replicate it. uh, these are all from imagination still, so I really messed up the perspective over here. I and then the legs, right? The feet. It starts out fine over here, and then it gets over here, and it's like, oh, okay, never mind. More legs. I think this is the part where I start getting into butts more. Uh, Random action figures. I think this guy, his name is like Punch, I think. He wanted to, or I asked him, hey yo, can you send me a random character for me to try to draw based on what the design looks like? So he sent me this one character. I don't know who it is, but she has like a red bandana and everything. And I decided to make a bunch of action poses with that. It looked pretty cool. It was fun. He also sent me this really buff dude, so I messed around with that too. Looks very awkward, but oh well. Again, more random poses. Who would have thought? I just keep. Yeah, I do a lot of those. Gesture stuff. More gesture stuff. Let's see. This was, yeah, random doodle page. I guess I was experimenting with like the blob stuff again. This girl looking into the mirror and she sees a skull. I drew her again. Kind of cute, right? Very nice. Uh, this one was from reference. None of everything else was though. I This was a bad day. I was very tired. I keep sleeping at 3 and I had to wake up at like 7. So when I get home, I have like no energy. So this is when I get into drawing butts more. I'm sorry about this, okay? I was like drawing with my friends, so they were very edgy. I'm sorry. Uh, yeah. But yeah, more bugs. This is when I start getting into bugs. Uh, yeah, I mean, I realize I kind of suck at them, right? Like how I realize I suck at drawing boobs. So I really start to draw a lot of these forms, right? Try to understand the anatomy. Try to draw that like right over here, this part, right? Yeah, I don't really like draw that part, but it really does stick out a lot. So most of these are from memory. I think actually all of them are, because yeah, I just keep doing that, and I keep thinking about the form. Yeah, very hard, but it's pretty cool. What I write here? Oh yeah. So I think I watched the Rake video on how to draw butts better, right? And yeah, he was like the movement of the legs determine how the shape of the butt will be. So I practiced that, right? And I keep doing these. I keep doing a lot of these because I'm really bad at it, and again, I want to get better at it. I guess this is more of an interesting topic for me, so I do it a lot more. But yeah, let's see. So yeah, on future drawings, there's probably gonna be like a random butt hidden in there just because. You see, some Scissor 7 fan art. My friend started watching it, so I was drawing it for him in class. Yeah, now that I can draw backs and butts a lot better, I decided, like, I start doing a lot more back poses, right? You can see Chun-Li here, and she's, like, stretching her leg outwards. Again, I suck at hair, though. I mean, look at this. Ugh. I know, you think about, like, them as a solid form, except I just can't. More poses, more hips, and yeah, there's gonna be a lot. I'm sorry. They're hard though. They're hard to draw. But when I started, because like I started drawing legs without knowing how to draw butts, right? And the thing about the butt is that there are a lot of muscles that connect to the leg that are also connected to the butt, right? So because of that, my leg drawings got better because I understood the anatomy more. So it's pretty cool. This is interesting. I always like bottom up views. I might be weird. I don't know. Yeah, more more poses, more bums and all that. Over here, I just decided to go crazy with the posing. You know, have fun with it. I really do like dynamic poses, so I tried to have fun with that. More more butts. I'm so sorry about the picture quality, by the way, and the rotation of it. I need. Next month it will not be like this. I decided to do it with pencil this time. I was doing figure drawings, except I only drew the butt. So I kind of smudged it and then put a little highlight. It looks aesthetically pleasing. I saw Rick do it, so I decided to do it. You know, why not? This woman over here, she's pregnant, so very interesting to draw. Uh, Very hard to tell what's happening, but I think I was still drawing butts. Yeah, I drawn those. More random poses. You see, I did that bat again. It's ingrained into my mind. My legs, they're looking a lot more curvier now, just because I learned how to draw bottoms better. Right over here, I tried to kind of like draw a portrait and then put like flowers or a mirror behind them. I thought that would be fun to do, but doesn't really work out. I mean, this is kind of weird, but this is more of a random doodle page, which I shouldn't be doing. No, I shouldn't. I think sometimes it's okay to let the mind go random, but I'm just like dozing off, and my brain is just rotting when I do these. And I'm at school too, so like it's pretty bad. uh, yeah, more random doodle pages. Sorry. This was for Peter Han's design homework, and basically I'm just supposed to draw heads. I just tried to do it traditionally, and you're also supposed to do expressions, by the way. I try to do it traditionally, but I sucked at it. I do more figures. Uh, yeah. I mean, my figures are starting to look a lot better, especially the legs and butt. I am trying to like put toes on them. These ones I can't because it's a minute long, right? I just can't. Over here, I was so tired this day, so I was like just going on Pinterest and decide to draw whatever I saw in my own little transformative way, such as this right over here. I drew Morgan. I think that's her name. I saw her and I was like, yeah, might as well give her some like hip dip and everything. Yeah, just mech stuff, all that, messing around. My friend told me to draw Doom, so I drew Doom. And there's this mouse or rat, I don't know, called like Nazrin. And then I just drew her on the shoulder. You know, it's like the tough guy, cute thing, dynamic. And then I drew her human sized, because why not? More expressions for his class. Uh, I'm not really happy with any of these. It looks really flat, in my opinion, right? And then the face proportion, it just doesn't work. So, I mean, I really did it on the last day. So what was going to happen, right? All my fault. I should have planned accordingly, and I paid the price for not doing so. So yeah, that was that. After that, I was like, huh, faces. I want to do more of that. So I started drawing more faces from imagination, right? I actually kind of like the expression here, right? It looks right? And you see a lot of random butts over here. Uh, yeah. Just did a lot of random posing. I decided to do this like creature type of thing. Uh, yeah. I don't know what's. Yeah. I try to like draw someone going like Goku power up. I messed up. This was definitely from reference. At least the posing was. I just saw the posing and I immediately closed it and just started drawing. Or I glanced at it and it got stuck in my mind. So I tried to copy that. I messed up on the leg over here, but yeah, you can see the legs are starting to look a lot better. More, there's like a little bump there, right? Where all the muscles like to go, like gluteus medius, all that stuff, all that good stuff. I was drawing at school, right? And then I just go to one of my teacher's classroom and I just start sketching, because why not? I wanted to. I drew Rebecca because she's cool. And I also drew this leg thing. And I drew me drawing in the classroom. And you can see the students here. Some of them are just like dead. But I thing is, I know all these people, right? So I wouldn't have done it if these were random people. uh, yeah, more random poses, right? I am starting to draw more faces on them, but yeah, you can see right here, I need to draw bigger bodies. It is an issue that I should focus more on. Let's see. Oh yeah, I try to draw someone like aging up, right? Ah, I really failed. I actually kind of want to try to attempt this later because I mean I don't really. I know a kid's body is like way more underdeveloped, so it shouldn't look this curvy at all, right? So yeah, just it is very odd for sure. This one's kind of cool. I remember, I think like 6 months ago or something like that. I saw like a drawing from Studio Trigger, and they drew this really buff dude with a bunch of bullet holes in him. So I was just these things just randomly pop in my head, right? And I was like, okay, let's just try this out, right? For imagination, let's go, let's go. And then I tried to do it, no guidelines, right? And it didn't come out horrible, right? You can tell that he has holes in his body. Very interesting. I will try that again. More figure drawing. Yeah, just figures and figure. The faces are really bad. Uh, yeah, just more figure drawing. My 5 minute ones always suck. Uh, yeah, so basically I did like these while I was listening to Peter Hahn's class because I'm really like I cannot sit still for 4 hours, you know. I don't take it live because I'm at school at the time, so I watch a recording. But yeah, I'm just like listening in. But the thing is, I don't want to be like studying anything because I actually want to listen while I draw. So I sort of like kind of figure draw. My brain can kind of rot when I do these now, so I can just not rot, obviously, but I can listen to other things while I do. These are like easy enough to where I can. Yeah. More poses. More poses. I am playing a lot more with like proportions. You can see that over here, and you can see that in a lot of these areas. Yeah. Uh, my my feet over here. Uh, I just want to study them more, right? So I keep doing that, and I did it with pencil because it felt more confident. Did use references, right? And I just kept drawing feet. The thing is, I don't know. I felt kind of sick after looking at so much feet. I'm not really a feet guy, so I don't know. But yeah, it definitely helped. This is the day I got my Pentel brush pen. So all of this is just me trying to mess around with it. I realized that the I really was excited to do like dry brushing, but then I realized it was pretty easy to do. All you do is just like move the brush quicker, and then you get a dry brush look. But yeah, I messed around with it, and then I started to do studies of Miss Jisoo, and then some from Kim Jung Gi. Yeah, yeah, you'll see some these faces, right? The eyes and everything. Try to do it, but that's it. Very load bearing. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that. This is from Kim Jung Gi, I think. Yeah. This is a mistake. At the end of that, I was like, okay, I feel more comfortable with the brush, so let's draw Rebecca because she's cool. So I drew her. After that, I got my Copic marker and then like kind of put a little bit of value underneath, right? Give it some form. Thing is, you can see I can't draw hair, and I also really suck at drawing clothing. The proportions are weird too, and it shows. When I hatch it, I don't really understand the form of the clothing, so it's like it looks very flat as a result. So yeah, clothing, hair, proportions, that's stuff I need to focus on. Oh wow. Uh this is an embarrassing page. I haven't drawn in Copic markers a lot. I think the last time I used it was like maybe like a year and a half ago. And I yeah, this is from imagination. I think I referenced Rakes, one of his like old drawings or something for this, right? But yeah, Copics are pretty fun. Oh man, yeah, really odd looking boob right here. Not proportional, but yeah. This is more design homework for Peter Hahn's class. So I did like an angry. Basically, you're supposed to draw a figure, and then you draw the like try to iterate poses of like whatever emotion you picked. So I did hatred, like pure just hatred. So like I came up with these poses. I did these all from imagination because if I looked at references, I feel as if I wouldn't get like a pure my own type of interpretation of it, right? So I really try to do these from imagination, which is why this class would be more intermediate level because drawing poses, right, for imagination that's not very I guess not the easiest thing to do. So glad it worked out. I drew the toes and I drew the hands, right? They look fine. This one was despair. I really you when doing these emotions, you really have to get to the mood of the actual emotion. I really had to imagine, dang, what does despair feel like? I guess for me it would be like getting rejected from a college or something, you know? And you know, if someone's sad, if someone's in like utter defeat, I feel like they would just not do anything, kind of just look forward. And I'm literally making the pose right now. But yeah, that's how I get into it and everything. So I drew this, right? Uh, huh. This is Rebecca's hand. I didn't look at a reference. I keep using the brush pen. I'm really trying to get the feel of it. It's really fun to use. I'm sorry if you don't like the aesthetic, but I'm just trying to get more into using it. I will use like pencil and all that other stuff later though. Trying to like put shininess, right? It's really simple. You kind of just like put the side of the brush pen and just move it quickly, and you get these types of strokes. Very cool. This was yeah Kim Jung-gi studies, right? This is Abomination. Right over here, my friend was like, "Yo, draw this," right? I was like, "Oh, okay." Ooh. Yeah, these are Kim Jung-gi's. Very obvious, right? Over here, I did gesture, but I used a brush pen this time. So, very cool, right? I kind of like it. I kind of go with like the shadow shapes. Not really though, right? Some of them are shadow shapes, but some parts aren't. But you can kind of make out the figure because of that. I just thought that was interesting. Yeah, I tried to shade with dry brush. It's very quick actually. You can do all that in like 15 seconds. Very quick. Oh, and I was at school and I was like, dang, animating is cool. Because like if I were to animate, it would be on my free time. I was always interested in animation. I don't want to do it as a career or anything, but more just like on the side, truly something for fun, right? So I did this, someone like going through a ball, but then I did another one at the same day, like, and it's very, I guess it can, I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, I was here. Mm. So yeah, uh, okay. I wanted to practice facial expressions and the fluidity of like boobs, right? So I thought this would be a cool practice to make someone just grow out their boobs. Yeah, it, it's very interesting as you can see, but I mean, I like the facial expressions, right? They look pretty cool. I can't say anything else, but yeah. Yeah, more brush pens, right? Trying to get. I need to practice like furry animals more. Very hard to do those. But yeah, just more facial expressions, all that. Drawing hair and stuff. And I just keep doing that, right? Just keep drawing. I'm starting to draw a lot more faces from imagination now. But though you can kind of tell, I use the same generic face format. Uh, Maybe I should start playing with it more, or I should start keep it at that for now. But I mean, honestly, we'll see, right? Things change. Over here, I did like silhouetting, spiky bug. I just saw something and I was like, I want to try. Yeah, drew a crab and everything. Just trying to see if I can get the same aesthetic, or like the same, because like when using the brush pen, you have to draw a lot slower. Just because if you go too fast, you get the dry brush look, right? More posing, random posing. So far my poses still look pretty awkward. I do like this one, right? The head's still too big, but I do kind of like the perspective I got in it. Over here, more random posing, right? You can see I'm actually drawing the hands and feet though. So, I mean, I'm learning. It's getting better. I think this was at the bus. So these are like people at the bus. I was finishing up my design stuff, right? This is the homework for it. You can see the final over here. This is a relieved person. And yeah. So, basically, as you can tell, I'm not, I'm very, very like intermediate, right? I wouldn't say I'm not great at all. I kind of suck. But, you know, I thought it's definitely interesting to, I mean, because a lot of people who might be watching this might also be very like beginner to intermediate too, right? And I think it's just interesting to, you know, to log a journey where I'm like on my second 2.5 years into art, right? So I am very intermediate into all of this. Uh, yeah, I just think it's interesting to log the progress because right now, because I'm not very good right now. You can see these, right? I'm not great. So to see me go to a more advanced level is something that does seem exciting, because and I hope for the people who are starting out, like not as, they're not like great or anything, more like mid tier, I guess. For those people who are like watching, right, that'll be pretty cool for you to see too, right? Just because we see a lot of advanced artists, so we kind of set standards on ourselves, right? So just have fun with it, right? That's. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. My throat hurts. Yeah, this was a drawing I did. Duh, it was fun. I was really ticked off this day, and because I wasted a lot of time talking instead of drawing, so I just did this at the end of it just so that I felt like I did something. So yeah, uh, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it. I thanks for listening to this, because I'm sure I was pretty repetitive, and if anyone who is advanced is watching this, I'm very sorry for the cringe things I most definitely have said. But yeah, uh, it is what it is, right? This is my art journey, my art log, right? My evolution. So we'll see how that goes, right? I am intermediate right now. Who knows how better I'll be the end of this year, what types of mindset changes I'll have at the end of this year, or by the end of the series, right? I'll be very different, but it's a prospect I look forward to. So yeah, keep drawing, and yeah, here's the monthly Fortnite clip, I guess, right now. Boom. Huh? What was that? What was that? Oh!
I got two.